today I'm going to take you through a mobility flow routine that's going to help loosen up the hips and ankles a little bit. So we're going to start in this position. You're going to have your feet in line with your knees. So knees about hip width apart, just slightly more. And you're going to have your hands out so that when you come forwards, you've got a good plank position and your wrists are pretty much under your shoulders at this end position. So maybe get set up here, make sure that your fingers are all nice and activated and you're really gripping the ground and you've got weight through this part of your palm and all your fingers, just so you're not sort of overloading the wrists. And then from here, we're going to shift our weight back and we're going to focus on our breathing. So you're going to breathe into your abdomen, feel like your abdomen expands out into the back, into the belly and out to the lower ribs. And then we're going to push back with our hands, keeping nice and activated away from the floor, trying to keep your spine pretty neutral, pushing back towards the hips, and then you're going to push forwards with the knees and shins to bring your weight forwards again. And the whole time you're just focusing on your breath, pushing back with the hands, and then pushing forwards with the knees and shins. Just getting that pelvis moving through these points of stability. Just focusing on your breath. Make sure you feel like you're stable. Keep pushing the ground away from you, so make sure your elbows are straight. Make sure your shoulders feel activated. And you're trying to lengthen through the top of your head. So you're trying to keep that spine nice and neutral. Lengthening through the top of your head as if you're getting pulled by a piece of string. Breathing out on the way back, ideally. Breathing in on the way forwards. Pushing back with the hands, breathing out. Pushing through the knees and shins, breathing in. Just go one more. Nice. And we're just going to shift our hands a little bit further back. So you're in more of a right angle at the shoulders and hips. And then we're going to bring our big toes to touch each other. So you've got a bit of a triangle at the legs. And then from here, we're just going to set our fingers again. Make sure you're gripping the ground. Make sure you're thinking tall through the top of your head. So really elongating that spine, pushing the ground away. Think long through the shoulder joints, lengthening out through the shoulders so the shoulder blades are nice and lengthened. And then what we're going to do is same sort of thing. You're going to breathe out, sit back into the hips, then you're going to push your shins forwards, bring your body weight forwards as you're breathing in. Push back with the hands, breathing out, sitting back into the hips. Pushing the shins, bring yourself forwards. The main thing you're focusing on is the quality of your breath. Feel a nice expansion into your abdomen as you breathe in. Nice and lengthen through the spine. Keep pushing the ground away from you. And then on the next one, we're going to shift back towards our heels. Then you're going to hold it there for 3 breaths. Just focusing on getting good expansion. You should really feel this down deep into your pelvic floor as you breathe in. Shifting forwards through the shins again. Pushing your hands back, and then we're going to pause again. Take 3 breaths. The whole time trying to keep lengthened through the spine. Keep pushing the ground away, keep your shoulders lengthened. Pushing back with the hands. We're going to go another 3 breaths. Make sure your neck's pretty neutral with the rest of your spine. You don't want to be sitting up there or hanging the head down. Just think tall through the top of your head, so you actually feel like you're working in this position. Pushing back, forwards. We're going to go one more, back into the heels. 3 breaths. Coming back. Nice. Alright, now you're going to bring one leg up to place the foot just outside of the hand on the same side, just to wherever you feel comfortable. If you need to, you can use a couple of yoga blocks just to raise yourself up. If you need to be raised, just to give yourself more space if you find this quite challenging. So make sure your hands are placed well, you're gripping with your fingers. Place your foot down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to place one hand just over the foot, so like you're cupping your foot. And then we're going to stay activated, keep pushing the ground away, make sure your elbows are straight. Focus on the breath, so just take a few breaths in this position first. Really feeling like breathing in, you're filling up all the way around into this area here, and you're not getting expansion into your chest or neck. Keeping tall through the top of your head, and keeping those shoulder blades nice and wide. Once you feel like you've got your breath in this position, now you might feel a bit of lengthening through the hamstring and the groin area, and we're just going to shift our weight slightly forwards and then shifting back. The whole time just focusing on the breath, breathing in on the way forwards, out on the way back. Keep lengthen through the top of your head, don't lose that, keep pushing the ground away from you. Nice. Then we're going to place our hand just above the knee, so we're gently pushing down into the ankle through this hand, elbows just out to the side, and you still want to keep the shoulder nice and lengthened, so don't collapse into your shoulder. Keep the shoulder nice and open. Keep the spine nice and tall, keep pushing the ground away through this hand that's down, and then we're just going to shift forwards and back. When you shift forwards, you might feel a good sort of stretch through the hamstrings and groin, so just take it to where you feel it's manageable. Don't push through any discomfort. You want it to be challenging but not painful. And the main focus is what's happening here. You want your spine nice and neutral. You don't want to let your pelvis go and do too much excessive movement through here. We're actually focusing on keeping a stable pelvis and spine, and you're actually shifting your body through the hip and ankle joints with a stable pelvis and spine. You just got to keep checking in, making sure you're lengthening through the top of your head, making sure you're pushing the ground away through this hand, your elbows staying straight. It's very easy to start relaxing and collapsing into it without realizing, so just keep checking in with yourself. Alright, then we're going to bring this hand down, that leg back, and we're going to switch legs. Just place that foot wherever it feels comfortable for you. And if you need to use the yoga block or a couple of books or something, go for it. So we're going to cup this foot, lengthen through the top of your head, keep pushing the ground away, keep those fingers activated, elbows straight, shoulders wide, and we're just going to focus on our breath. Just make sure you got that breath going. Once you feel you have, we're just going to gently shift forwards as you breathe in, back as you breathe out. You might find one side's a little bit tighter than the other, and that's pretty normal. Just go within a range that's manageable on each side, even if it's different. Keep checking in with your body, make sure you're lengthening through the top of your head, activated through the hand, elbows straight on that hand that's down. Neck's nice and neutral, you don't want to be looking up or hanging your head down at all. Alright, then we're going to shift our hands up to above the knee, activate the shoulders out, lengthen through the shoulder blades, keep that hand activated on the floor, and then we're just going to shift our weight back and forwards. Keep lengthening through the top of your head. Keep checking in on your breath. Make sure you haven't started breathing into your chest. You want those good quality breaths. And also check your pace, rhythm. Try not to go too fast. You want it to be nice and controlled. You want your muscles a chance to get the feedback and know what they're meant to be doing. So don't rush it. Nice. Alright, I'm going to place our hand back, place that leg back, and we're just going to go into a child's pose. So just bringing the hands towards each other, sitting back into the heels in a relaxed position, and just focusing on your breath. Really try and focus on breathing in, trying to fill up the space. Even if you need to place your hands on your back to get some feedback. And you're trying to fill the air into these parts of your back as well as the front and sides. You can place your hands on your lower ribs out to the side. Make sure you feel like you're getting some pressure into your hands on the breath in. As well as into the lower back. And then through the front, you should feel a bit of pressure into your legs. From your belly as you breathe in. Just take normal breaths, don't go for extra deep breaths at all. It's more about the quality of the breath. And you can place your hands back. But keep focusing on those areas. And when you feel ready, you can come back up, and really you can repeat that routine as many times as you feel you need to. Just go through a few rounds of it, really just focusing on your breath, quality of breath, feeling that you're using the ground to activate parts of your body that need activating, lengthening through the shoulder blades and shoulder joints, keeping those elbows straight, keeping the hands activated, and just really working through those movements, but focusing on the quality because that's what's going to make a difference. And the breath's key. So I hope you enjoy that. Hope it gives you some freedom through the hips and ankles. Yeah, keep following me for more.